Welcome back. So this will be the concept, the Audi ActiveSphere, and we're going to take a look at Generative AI attempt at recreating this incredible machine. So let's go ahead and check over here Hitem3D. This will be the first image, and as you can see over here on top, it will have those holders where we can add snowboards or skis. So let's take a look over here at the Generative AI model. Now, with texture, the model will look like this. I'm just going to disable texture so we can better visualize over here the geometry. And we're going to see that within Hitem3D, there is quite a lot of noise onto the surface of the car. But overall, the proportions of the car are really good. Also, I like those details over here on the bottom. So those are over here within the concept. As you can see, those will be much more over here within the concept, while within the Generative AI, it will look like this. Now, for details over here on the top, we're gonna see that this will be a total mess, but keep in mind that the reference was like this. So maybe the Generative AI didn't really understood those shapes. So we see over those elements. Now, this was the first model generated by Hitem3D, and now let's take a look at this one, where we're also gonna have a bicycle over here in the trunk. So this will be the reference. As we can see, over here we're going to have much more details onto the wheels than previously, because we had that trim previously, and this is the output. We see that in this case, for some reason, it didn't really manage to output that wheel, but we see over here for the wheel in the front, it will look like that. Since that front of the car was completely missing, we're going to see that Hitem3D decided to create the following. Now, for the bicycle, it will have double wheels over here. And as you can see over here, that additional wheel was added over here, so the one in front, so that the bike could be positioned within the trunk. Generative AI decided to add another bicycle over here. And we see over here how weirdly it defined those wheels of the bicycle. So they should be a lot more narrower, but Generative AI created them similar to those over here for the car. So most likely it considered that those will be the spare tires of the car. So again, quite weird. And let's take a look over here at the third example using Hitem3D. This will be the same reference image as you can see, and let's check that output mesh. We should slowly have that load. And in this case, we're going to have all of the four wheels of the car. And that bicycle, again, will have one large tire. But overall, I like this model a lot better. Even though it has a lot of noise over here within the car shape, as you can see that. Over here on the bottom, this is quite well defined. So we have those interesting pattern lines over there. The front of the car, again, completely missing. So this was Hitem3D for the Audi ActiveSphere concept. Let's jump to Tripo now. So Tripo will have the following output. In this case, as we can see, I added the one with the bicycle. So the same image within the overview, we're going to have that. And this was the output. In this case, we see the mesh will look like this. For the wheels of the bike, it will lack details, so all of those small components like the bicycle rims are not being designed. If I'm gonna zoom in on the interior, we're gonna see that we have quite a lot of noise, especially for the glass over here, for the sides. From the outside, it will look like this, so not that bad, but as we saw, when we're gonna zoom in, there will be a lot of noise over there. This is the output for that interesting shape underneath the car. So yeah, overall, I think that Hitem3D had this a little bit better. This will be the front, and as we can see, it recreated the front like that, and this will be the back. So we have that embedded symmetry over here added as well. Now, I also generated a low poly in this case, which will be the following. for this one, where we're also going to have that on the top. As you can see, low poly is quite not that detailed. For this image, I didn't generate one with a high resolution, but let's jump within Rodin and compare that as well. So as you know, Rodin only supports 1 million faces in this case for models, and this will be the only model that's generated using Rodin for this car, and the model will look like this. And what is really interesting is the fact that we have over here quite a good mesh continuity. So this will be much more visible if I will swap over here within the preview. And we're going to see that mesh continuity going over here. So we have those interesting details over here on the front. Those were also present over here as well within the concept. Also on the sides, we see over here, we're going to have the following cutout. And within Rodin, the cutout will look like this. So overall, I'm really impressed by the amount of details that are present over here. We see that all of those will be trimmed on the bottom. That is because we had that winter scene and those are not visible. So I would have loved to see the generative AI recreate the full tire in this case. Not sure exactly why it will want to crop that. If it will see the snow over here, it will want to crop that, but yeah, I'm sure that that will be changed. This will be the back, and as you can see, for the back, the concept will look really good in this case. It doesn't have those additional details over here on the back, since those were not present, and Rodin didn't try to take information from the front and add it to the back of the car. So again, the car with the PBR material will look like this. So quite impressive, especially from this perspective. If you're gonna go with the shaded material, so we're gonna have less light, we're gonna see that it will look like this. Over here on the interior, we have some weird gradient fills. So over here, we actually had those elements from the seats, so the headrest. We can also generate into parts, and in this case, we see that Rodin will generate the following. So we're going to have that car, let's say the overall shape, the wheels, and the element on the top. Okay, so I'm really curious, what is your opinion regarding this? Which generative model did you consider to generate the best Audi ActiveSphere concept? In my opinion, it has to be Rodin, even though this only has 1 million faces, so this will be a triangulated mesh. In my opinion, this will have the best surface continuity. As you can see over here, if I will cycle between various visualization materials, we're going to see how well that surface continuity will look in this concept. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I'm going to position a similar video on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.